Greetings YouTube, it's Bo Spira, the weirdest guy on YouTube and possibly the internet, and I just had to make this video. You see, on April 6th of this year, that umbrella guy shot a YouTube video, or uploaded one I should say, entitled Proof, all in capitals. We'll use her initials, AH, capital S, star, capital T, in capitals. And we'll use his initials, JD's bed all in capitals, dash, and, with a capital A, more, all in capitals, exclamation mark. If you go through his videos, you'll find that. Now, some of that proof was quite interesting, because he had actually pointed to the fact that AH had deliberately misled the Australian courts, which is a criminal offence. And her lawyer, by the looks of it in the US, had committed criminal malpractice, by the looks of it, by being an active part of trying to get evidence falsified. And one thing you need to understand about Australian law, if you are overseas, but the crime you are committing either takes place partly or completely in Australia, then you are guilty of committing that crime and it falls under Australia's jurisdictions. This is located in the Crime Act from back in the 1990s, which hasn't changed. Anyone who wants to look it up, go check it out. There's something like 300 sections in there going into things like incitement, various different crimes, use of a carriage service to harass, menace, or intimidate, a whole heap of different things. But yeah, so I was looking at this and I got curious, and so I pulled up the Crimes Act. Sure enough, it did. Now, the thing you need to understand about Australia is that in the US, obviously, you have the FBI. In the UK, you have Scotland Yard. In Europe, and even Scotland Yard going up higher again as part of the UK. In Europe, you have Interpol. You have these larger bodies. But what you need to understand is that in Australia, for example, for the most part, you have individual state police departments. But in the Australian Capital Territory, the local police are actually the Australian Federal Police. So when I saw this, I thought, I'm sick and tired of these celebrities who think that they have money, they have wealth, and the rules don't apply to them, that they can just crap all over us regular people. So I thought, screw it. So I called my local police department. This was back in early April. And I reported the situation to them. I told the officer I spoke to the video where it was encountered and where all the evidence was as a leaping off point, and I gave them the video. And when I called back to check that the link and everything I'd given them was 100%, I got the impression that they were actually watching it at the time. So what does that have to do with today, given that it's more than 6 months later? Well, that umbrella guy has just posted a video where we're entitled, AH faces 14 years in jail as D with big exclamation mark, the lies got her, exclamation mark. And again, you can find these on that umbrella guy's video. Anyway, as he's noted, there is actually a tweet dated October 20th. I'm looking up to look at my TV, by the way, hence why I'm looking over the camera. But anyway, there's a tweet, and this is from a Kath Sullivan, and she's noted that the Department of Agriculture and the AFP are now investigating and discussing this matter, which means that the false witness, the attempt to tamper with evidence, etc., this is now all being discussed, and it means that new charges may be laid. If they are laid, there are sworn signed affidavits which clearly prove this. So what does it mean? It means there is an open and shut case in this case. The other thing is, too, that it is going to make the magistrate in the original case look incredibly foolish, because their whole argument for sparing jail time at the time was that they wanted to have a celebrity sending a good message to be a good role model. But yeah, what do we have? We have a celebrity who has actively lied, who has treated the courts with contempt. So what you have in that contempt is a role model that is teaching her fans and people who look up to her to treat the courts with contempt. So this judgment has aged like rotten milk. Or if I really want to be savage, and for anyone that wants to look up Wikipedia on this to see just what it means, it's aged like hydrogen-7, which is arguably the most unstable isotope on the planet, to my knowledge. So yeah, I know I probably shouldn't take satisfaction in this, but I can't help it. These celebrities, these ivory tower elites, they think the rules don't apply to them. Rules for thee, but not for me. We all know it, we all see it, and I'm pretty sure we're all sick of it. Well, I hope this does go ahead. I hope that AH does get the book thrown at her. I hope that she does wind up serving some prison time here, considering the jail sentences involved with the crimes that were knowingly breached. I also hope that her lawyer is extradited out here and forced to face criminal charges as well, as they were a party to it, the so-called lawyer to the stars. They always say the rot starts at the top. Well, when you have the legal profession in Hollywood acting like the laws do not apply, acting in illegal manners, is it any wonder when celebrities do? If the law's good enough for you and I, it's good enough for everyone else. And especially when we're talking about just and fair laws here. Until next time, folks, be kind to each other. You deserve it.